gentlemen, meet the brand new 2019 Toyota RAV4 Adventure. This is Toyota's most popular best-selling car, and I'm here with my man Andre behind the camera.
Hey dude!
In Austin, Texas, we're about to do a first drive review. So Andre, shall we take it for a ride?
Let's see how it drives.
Yeah, there's a problem. We've got a bit of an embargo issue, but you know what? We'll tell you everything else that we can. Let's start with looks, and of course it's been completely redone. To me, it looks like the baby version of the 4Runner. Now, it's built on the same chassis as the current Camry, which means that the wheelbase has been stretched. From the outside, it's about the same size as the previous generation, but on the inside, there's more room. Let's talk about the Adventure. You get 19-inch wheels, and of course, the special blacked out pattern, which apparently has come to mean off-roadiness. You also get bigger and taller roof rack, and what is unique on the Adventure is right back here. Let me show you. It's a power outlet, because when you're out camping, you of course need more power. So let's find it together, Sandre, somewhere back here. There it is.
Nice.
There's our power outlet. And the other cool thing about the Adventure, Andre, is that just like the current generation, it will tow more than any of the other RAV4s. In fact, the current one tows 3,500. This one, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, should tow about the same.
Let's take a look under the hood, because you know me, I love numbers. And this is a 2.5 liter straight 4 gas engine, non-turbo. It's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and this is an all-wheel drive. Of course, you can also get a front-wheel drive model. We cannot tell you horsepower numbers and torque numbers because we don't know them yet. There will also be a hybrid available. The hybrid goes on sale in early 2019. This gas model will go on sale at the end of 2018. And Toyota says that the hybrid is going to have class-leading fuel economy and also more performance. So I can't wait to see that.
Hey Andre, isn't this basically a Camry engine?
Yeah, it is very similar to the Camry's engine.
So if we looked up the Camry numbers,
You could also look up some of the competition fuel economy, for example, the CR-V, to see exactly where this might fall. And you could also check the price of the current RAV4. You know, the pricing should be very similar. We just don't know yet. All right, well, let's talk about how it drives.
we can't, Andre, we can't talk about how it drives. That's embargoed. And I can't overstate how important this vehicle is for Toyota, right? I think, let alone the fact that it's their most popular selling car, it's also a car that they sell in excess of 30,000 a month. I mean, think about that. 30,000 units a month.
It's big numbers. It's a big profit generating center for them.
That's why they have it here at the Texas Truck Rodeo, which is where we're at, giving us a preview of this vehicle.
You know what? I'm still trying to put my finger on the styling.
Yeah.
So they changed the style inside and out. I like the interior a lot.
Yeah.
The exterior style still needs to grow on me.
Sure.
Because it feels like Toyota has used some styling cues from other competitive, vehicles.
Yeah, but they all do that. That's pretty normal. You know, I mean, this competes with, obviously, the CR-V.
Yes.
And the biggest difference between those two cars is that's got a turbo, right?
Yeah,
and for
optional turbo, right.
Optional, and for people who live in places like we do in Colorado, that's a big plus. But this one, you can get in a hybrid model.
Yeah, and that's coming.
And that's coming, and interestingly, the hybrid model is the one you want if you want the performance, because it gets better performance than this one does, according to our European colleagues, because it was obviously at the Paris Auto Show. During this review, there are certain things we haven't been able to tell you. For instance, pricing has not yet been released, engine horsepower, driving impressions, and fuel economy. But don't worry, we've got you covered, because next month, Nathan is going to get behind the wheel of a lot of the different variants of the new RAV4, and he's going to tell you everything. So look at this more as a sneak peek than as a full review.
The interior is the big difference here for 2019. I mean, every surface seems to be redesigned. Check out these accents here. You have wireless charging. So Toyota is actually increasing the amount of technology they're putting into this car. Also, it will have Toyota Safety Sense 2.0, so the next generation of their safety system, which means it will have similar features to the outgoing safety driver assistance technologies, but the adaptive cruise is now going to work from 0 mph to 100 miles per hour, so full stop adaptive cruise control. Also lane trace assist, which means the car will be able to maintain its lane even if the markings are not really visible. Here you have a traditional shifter, which I like to see, but you also have a lot of different driving modes. You have Eco, Normal, and Sport. Here you also have different all-wheel drive settings between mud, sand, and rock. Also a snow mode and a hill descent control system. So this adventure model, I mean, you could actually be a little bit more adventurous. It has a little bit more ground clearance, maybe half an inch more than the outgoing model.
First thing that you notice when you get inside the Adventure is, well, the color orange. There's this orange stitching and there are orange accents that are built into the dashboard. Now, as always, I'm sitting behind myself and I have adequate knee room and I have plenty of headroom. Now, this particular model only has a front sunroof, but you can get the new model with an entire sunroof that covers the entire ceiling. Overall, it's not a bad place to spend time. It feels and looks much more substantial.
Here's the first for Toyota in America, and it's this optional rear view mirror camera. You can use it like this, like any mirror, but you could flip this button and the camera comes on, which is mounted high in the back window, and you can adjust it. You may have seen other manufacturers have a similar feature, but you have several different adjustments. For example, you could adjust it side to side, see what's behind you. You could also adjust it up and down, so you could make it higher or lower. You could also zoom in and do a bunch of other cool stuff. I don't think anybody in the market currently has so much adjustability in this camera.
Yeah, GM has one like this, but not this adjustable, Andre.
Right, they have the zoom feature and up and down, but not side to side.
One thing that always was kind of the thing that kept me from considering a RAV4 is it felt small and it felt a little too under the current need of the market, and this one feels like they've really addressed that issue, right? Look at all the room we have, right? There's plenty of room between the two of us. I sat in the back. There's plenty of room in the back, and there's a huge amount of room in the back. And you know, in this early preview, especially on the inside, I can see that you're not in love with the exterior. I think they did get it right. There's a lot of thoughtful features. I like the styling. I like these orange inserts. I like these big knobs, which are something right out of the trucks, right? I mean, that's what the trucks do.
Yeah, and they're rubbery.
Yeah, they're rubbery.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they kept the center shift knob. I like the fact that they didn't go with a CVT, at least not in this one. There's a CVT, of course, in the hybrid. Mm-hmm. The bigger screen is much appreciated. These drive modes, I think, they're electronic wizardry, right? There's nothing that really happens mechanically when you go from eco to normal to sport. It just changes the way that the vehicle electronics work. But for the most part, I think they've done a good job with this. I especially like the fact that this model has heated and cooled seats.
Yeah, ventilated. How about we try a little acceleration?
Yeah, give it a shot. Give it a little bit of.
Let's see.
A little bit of
well, I'm in sport mode, right?
Yeah, you're in sport mode.
Let's see how it works.
Yeah. How's it drive? Oh, can't tell you. Now keep in mind that while we haven't been able to tell you everything, you did see it first on the Fast Lane car. No, actually Mike at KDB had the first read. Okay, you saw it second on the Fast Lane car. As always, this is Roman behind the camera. Andre saying thanks for watching, and check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, second RAV4 reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.